Welcome back. We are here with Jordan from Erie Inspection. Jordan, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. It is great to talk. We met at an event a couple months ago, so, good to reconnect.
Absolutely.
So your dad started Erie Inspection like over 10 years ago.
Yep.
How did you get involved in this?
So we have we've been in business for 35 years. Actually, this year is our 35th year.
Okay.
In May, we're going to have a celebration. We're going to have a happy hour. We're
Nice.
inviting all of our friends in the real estate business to an event in Sandusky, and we're going to celebrate 35 years. But I have been in this business for coming up on 10 years. So I came in September of 2014, and I started my training. And usually by about this time, by about April, I was ready to go. So I started kind of doing some inspections in the Sandusky area, and I moved to the Toledo area then and took over the Toledo area for Erie Inspection.
Nice, nice. And buying a house can be a very scary thing for buyers. What is one thing that you tell buyers before the inspection happens to kind of calm their nerves?
One thing that I try to explain to homeowners is that home inspection is like going to the doctor. Okay, so we take your house to the doctor, just for a checkup. Yeah. So we're going to look at everything. I am like a family doctor. So I'm a generalist. I look at everything and I can say, okay, hey, it looks like maybe we have an issue with the furnace. We should talk to an HVAC contractor. Yeah. Or we have a problem with your roof. You need to talk to the roofing specialist. Okay, just as a general doctor would send you to the specialist. Mm-hmm. So I always try to tell people that buying a house, it is a project. There's no such thing as a perfect house. Yeah. House is maintenance. We have to maintain a home. So it's always, there's going to be things that we're going to find, but prepare yourself. It doesn't mean it has to be done tomorrow. We're going to try to put it in a nice checklist so it makes it easy to understand what's most important.
Yeah. And during that home inspection, is there anything like that you see during the inspection, and if you see it, you would instantly say, this house is a no-go, like do not buy this?
No, it's never my job to tell someone not to buy a house. That's what there's a lot of inspectors maybe that are out there that do. They think it is their job to do that. That is not my job. My job is to give you the facts. Okay, so there may be something here like a major foundation issue or a bad roof. Something that could cost my client a lot of money. Yeah. I need to make sure that they're aware of this. But no, it's never my job to say, hey, this is not for you to buy. I can say this is unsafe, or this may cost you some money. This is something we need to get an estimate on. But I would never say, hey, run, okay? Yeah. But by the time I'm done with my inspection report, you should be able to go through that inspection report, and you should know what the answer to that question is. Okay?
Yes, yes. And why did you decide to join the family business versus do something else?
Very good question. Okay, so when I started, when I used to work, when I was little, okay, and I got grounded, I got sent to the job site with my dad's guys. Okay. So my mom would actually drive me to the job site and say, "You're grounded. You're in trouble. You're with the boys. You're with them today." Wow. And I would get out of the truck, and that was it. I was the gopher. I was picking up nails. I was sweeping a broom. I was doing whatever they needed me to do. And that's kind of how I started. And then I started working construction for him. I started getting, through construction, I started learning a lot about construction. And then I finally got old enough. I got into college. I was still working. I was making pretty good money working for him, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Yeah. I will never do construction. I'm out of here. I went to school in Bowling Green for a while. I was going to do visual communication. Okay. So I was doing web design. I was actually interactive media. I was working with Flash a lot and video editing. And I thought that was what I was going to do. And I did that. I went to school. I never finished. I was right at the end of my bachelor's. And I said, you know what? I don't want to sit behind a computer for the rest of my life. Yeah. I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I want to do something else. So I ended up I left school. I moved down to Atlanta. I was cooking. I actually became a chef. I was actually a kitchen manager of a couple of restaurants. And I was talking to my dad, and really I came back with this to make money. I came to him, and he was like, I'm looking to hire new inspectors. My dad's like, I need new inspectors. And I said, okay. I said, that's not really anything I think I could ever do. He's like, you have a pretty good general knowledge of the construction. And I said, okay. And he started showing me what the guys were making in the summer, making over $2,000 a week. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm living in an apartment in Atlanta, barely surviving. I was making, 40 hours a week cooking. So I decided I said, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go back. When I came back, I never planned to own this company. No, it was just a job. I was just going to make a good job, a good living. I could do what I wanted. I could buy a house eventually, have a family. That was kind of my idea. but I never planned to own the company. That was never in the talks. We never talked about that. And then as I got here and I started doing it, I kind of realized I was pretty good at what I'm doing. And I really, again, my family business, I took pride in any job that I've ever done, but I figured my family business would be the most pride that I should take because I want this business to succeed. And then I kind of, my father started giving me, he's like, I think you should be the person to run this business, because I think maybe before that he thought of probably eventually selling the business, once it became big enough for him to sell. And I think we've kind of changed our idea now. Now we're going to run it together, and we're going to continue to grow it, and make it something even more special than what it is.
Yeah. And how you mentioned that you got involved with your dad's businesses early on. How do you think having a father that was an entrepreneur and a business owner shaped your perspective that you have now?
I understand what it takes to run a business, and it's not glory. There's not. It's not all, they say that not all sunshine and rainbows. That really isn't business ownership. You do a lot to make a little. A lot of, especially small business owners, people think of us, they think of like an inspector that's by himself as a small business, and we're not because we have 7 inspectors. We're a family run company. We're still a small business. We just cover a wide area. But it is, understanding employees, managing employees, keeping employees happy, making sure that they have a nice place to come to work, a place they want to come to work, and they want to do for your reputation what you want them to do. They're proud of what they do. That's all tough stuff. And but growing up seeing that, that definitely kind of helped shape my mind to understand that it's a lot of work, but it's worth it to have a great business and have a great reputation.
And was there like a mindset shift from you going from an inspector that was like the employee versus an inspector that's going to eventually take over the business?
Yeah. And that probably, it was years in, again, like I said, 9 years now, like as a home inspector it's a tough job. Okay. You walk a fine line, you want people to recommend you, you got to take care of your client, but you also don't want to ruin every deal that you touch because you'll get that reputation, but definitely, it takes years and years until you feel like you're really actually a good home inspector. I would say probably that 5-6 year mark, or just a couple years ago, where I always took pride in what I was doing, but I started looking at like, okay, I'm gonna run this business, and I need to understand how this thing works, and I understand marketing, things that I wasn't thinking about. I was just doing home inspections. I got to know how we're gonna market this company, how we're gonna hire inspectors, how we're gonna do social media. So that definitely shifted my mindset, and I started trying to learn other things.
I like that. And what is the craziest thing that you've seen when inspecting a house?
So I always say the craziest thing about houses, it's not, everybody thinks it's like, what's that one thing? I've been in crazy situations, but people are what make inspections weird, okay? And they make them crazy because you never know what you're walking into. Some of our inspectors have had guns pulled out. There's there was a divorce situation where guns were pulled, the sheriff had to come. I've had one where cops have come, taking people out in handcuffs, people fighting while we're doing inspections. I've seen dead animals in crawl spaces, like a full dog, like a retriever, inside someone's crawl space that somebody didn't realize it got into the crawl space and died in there. Every day is an adventure. You never know what you're getting into. You just got to be on your toes, and you got to just remind yourself that you got to get through this house, and you're here to look at the house. You're not here, you get a sad story, the old lady that lives there, she can't take over her house, it's falling apart. At the end of the day, you got to remove yourself from the situation. You just got to tell someone what you see. Okay, and that can be tough sometimes.
And with you and your dad and your brother all involved in the business, how have you balanced family life versus business?
That is a good question. Okay, it's very challenging because me and my wife always talk about it. It's like you can't separate. When we have family gatherings and we have a nice cookout at my dad's, there's a lot of inspection talk.
Yes.
And it's we want to turn it off sometimes. So that's very tough, is balancing between the two. I think we do a good job of it because we all understand what we do. We take our job very seriously. We're very professional at what we do, but we also like to have fun. I think people know that about us. So when we're not working, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna, we love family time, spending time together, and we try not to talk too much about inspections, but it always comes up a little bit.
Yeah, I think when you're always around it, even if you're not meaning to say it, it kind of pops out, or you want to talk about a deal that happened or something that happened, and to kind of switch gears. In life as a whole, what is one thing that you are most grateful for?
My family, all of it. Not only my family all around, my wife, my kids, I'm so blessed to have a home. We bought our home in 2020 before the market got crazy. I actually bought my house from a pre-listed inspection.
Wow.
So this house was about to go for sale. They had me do a pre-listing. They just wanted to know what was wrong with it. When I got done, I said, hey, I'll buy your house. Don't put it on the market. And they sold it to me.
Wow.
So that is one perk of my job. But the thing, that I'm super blessed to have a home and be happy and have a great mortgage that is not super high at this time. But my wife, my kids, just to have them, have a blessing. I got 2 healthy boys. And then my parents and my family for giving me the opportunity to work for my business and own the business. Some people don't have that opportunity. I was given that opportunity, and I'm not going to let them down. I'm going to run with that opportunity because I want to be proud of what I stand for and show my kids, that we have a great business that we worked hard to have.
I like that. I have 2 more questions.
Yes, sir.
If you could have dinner with 2 people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why? Okay.
I would say past. That is a very tough one. I'm a history guy, so I would say JFK.
Okay, why?
Because I'm a conspiracy buff. I told you, conspiracy theorist. I'd like to see what his thoughts are. If we come back and we could say, hey, what was going on? Do you think that there was something afoot there? Do you think that the CIA killed you? Or, I would like to hear it. I just think he was an interesting president. He was different from the norm. I'd love to pick his brain and just about all the things he knew and seen. I think it would be pretty cool. I would say now, Joe Rogan. He's my man crush. I just, I've listened to him. I told you I used to be in podcasting. I think he's a funny comedian. I think he's he's a level-headed guy. And I enjoy his conversations, and I'd enjoy to have a conversation with him and just, again, pick his brain and the things that he knows. And, you can learn a lot just from sitting down and talking to people, just their wisdom and their life experiences. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
I like this, too. I think Joe Rogan's the first.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be, today, I like Elon Musk a lot, too, but I think Joe Rogan would be my number 1 today.
Nice.
Yeah.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discount?
Ethan, Easton, I believe in what you're selling. I think you're trying to make something that's you're doing what we do. We are in this to help people. We're here to help clients learn about a house. We're not here just to make money. Yeah. Money's great. We're here to teach someone about a house and try to give them the knowledge that we have. Learn that you have to maintain, how you maintain a house, what you have to do, what is important, what is not important. So I think that the stuff that you're saying, and what you want to do is right on board with what we want to do. You want to continue to give discounts to people to help them and learn about new services and arts. Like you were saying, a lot of people just nowadays are not really talking to people, not selling their business. And we want to do that. And we believe your system is something that could help us do that. So we definitely are on board with that.
Awesome. I appreciate the kind words.
No problem.
That's all the questions I have. How can people find you, and what is one thing that you want to leave people with?
Okay. So you can find us erieinspect.com. So that's our main website. You can do anything. You can set up the whole inspection there if you want. You can always call our office also, 419-484-4354. You can talk to Brooke. We have Brooke and Kayla in the office. Brooke is the best. She's so great. She's just polite and just easy to talk to. She can help you with any home inspection needs. We also do mold testing, radon testing. We do wood destroying insect inspections. And we also do water quality testing. So we do a lot. We offer a lot of other things other than just home inspections. But we definitely, I like to always say we're not the cheapest, but you get what you're paying for. Yeah. We are, I believe, the most thorough and most professional around, and we will take care of you and make sure that you know what you're buying.
Awesome. Well, Jordan, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.